Phase
Oh,
2. We are on to
phase
phase 2
two?
now. We are
Okay.
joined by the lovely, slanderous Ash. How
Why
you
am I
doing?
always slanderous?
Because you are.
Because you be slandering.
That's your
Do
default.
I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's cool. But yeah, I'm here to talk about the MCU. Yay! Woo! Not really. I'm probably going to slander the shit out of this movie.
Yeah, this is a rough phase.
Let's just go ahead and get started with a hell of a kickoff. Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is a box office success. It grossed 1.2 billion, which is crazy for a solo movie. But it was a very mixed reception critically, but it was leaning a little bit positive. But fans hate this movie. This is arguably the worst movie of the trilogy. I think it is. And the big plot twist with the Mandarin in the middle of the movie did not help. How do y'all feel about Iron Man 3?
Go ahead, Ash.
Remind me what Iron Man 3 was again?
The movie with a bunch of suits and the fat dude who's supposed to be a big villain but was really a comedian.
Yeah, and the Iron Patriot thingy, and when Tony blew up all his suits.
And the president got kidnapped.
Yeah.
So it's trash.
Yeah,
I didn't even remember it
was
existed,
mid.
to be honest.
You see, I'm struggling to remember
Yeah.
what this was. Yeah, I'm good. I'm super straight on that.
Like this movie, I remember being in the theater, being viscerally angry.
Not visceral.
Viscerally angry, my nigga. At the fucking twist in the middle of this movie.
Henny, a Tony Pony.
Whoa!
Tony Pony.
Do I sound like a certain 6'4" carefully curated coon to you?
That's the first time I've ever used that insult. I need
Tony Pony.
It needs some usage because it's like Sony Pony, you know.
That sounds zesty. I don't like it.
You got a problem with
zest?
Yeah.
Now lemon zest. Lemon zest is delicious.
I thought you said not women's zest. I'm like, that is wildly problematic. Very problematic. But yeah. Oh my god. I mean, the suit stuff was like the only part I liked in the movie. Like when all the suits were fighting, I was like, that is really, really cool. And it wasn't that the bit with like the kid who, like the kid was in that movie that Tony helped.
Ty Simpkins.
That's supposed to come back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was.
Fuck that kid.
Damn. Yeah.
Okay. It's just, I don't know. This was like a lot of weird movies put together. That Mandarin twist was like
trash.
I don't usually dislike twists in movies, but
it
like
was so bad. It was so bad. They had to do a whole separate one shot to make people happy.
That was very, very insulting to fans. I mean, that was like laugh in our face type.
Bro, that was, you just took his best villain, his biggest villain, and turned it into literally a joke.
Teehee.
And the MCU would argue, they'd be like, "Oh no, Iron Man's biggest villain is himself." That's something that they would say.
What?
So
that's some like, bullshit.
It's really bad. It's bad. Yeah. It looked good, but it's bad.
It's like, this is how I feel about a lot of it. It looked good. It was like, it had cool, like a lot of the problem I have with the MCU or like stuff like that. There's a lot of grandstanding, a lot of grand things that just don't live up, that don't have substance to it. Like, this is a lot of suits for the sake of a lot of suits. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of shit happens in the movie that doesn't make sense. Like, Tony turned into Batman halfway through the shit. Which I don't understand. This nigga has never had hands. All of a sudden, he had hands.
He was throwing them joints. I was like, oh my god, Tony. Bro. Yeah, it's not good.
It was trash. This movie was trash. Garbage.
Is there anybody that caped for it? Like, have you ever seen somebody be like, man, I loved Iron Man 3?
I have. I've seen quite a few.
I have.
Huh.
And I don't talk to those people.
Me neither. Except Scott. Shout out Scott.
Lang? Never mind. Let's go.
All right, next thing we got. This is getting even worse. We got Thor: The Dark World next.
Man, can we skip this?
It grossed $644 million.
Can we skip this?
That's a flop, isn't it? According to the Twitter. Yeah,
skip.
That's a flop, isn't it?
This was not received well at all by fans and critics alike. This might be the worst MCU movie to date. How's everybody feeling about it?
It's not even the worst Thor movie to date. So.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the? Oh wow! What's the worst Thor movie then?
Ragnarok.
Yay,
Whoa.
my nigga.
That's
Because
controversial.
at least 1 and 2
That's
were Thor movies. You could say.
Hey, listen, I might be inclined to agree with you.
Agree with it.
I
Come on.
Yes,
Agree with it.
I'm with it. I'm
Outside,
with the
Henny,
chaos. Let's do
outside.
it.
Even though we'll discuss it later. But outside of the Thunder God stuff, what else did you even like about Ragnarok?
I didn't like Ragnarok.
Okay then.
I didn't like most of anything in this movie, but at least it was like a Thor movie.
Thor movie.
You could say, but it stunk. Still, it stunk. He's got the worst trilogy out of anybody.
Easily.
He does.
Easily.
Yeah. For sure.
3 bad movies in a row.
3 bad movies. Each worse than the one prior.
At least Iron Man and Thor both have at least one great movie.
Yeah. Iron Man has the one, and that, you know what? Comparing them, that's at least good to have. At least you got one hit.
Yeah. Even if it's a 1-hit song every 10-year average, but
it's just But yeah, that I honestly I remember like flashes of this movie. It had something to do with elves, didn't it?
Dark elves
was in this movie.
Yeah, and like the little hand cutting off twist lie that they gave us.
Bro, I will never forget that they had Thor's mama mixing Malekith, the main villain of the movie, dog. I was like, okay, what the fuck is this?
And then she get killed in this?
Yeah, she dies.
Okay. Yeah, she died in that, and
she
then
had this big sad thing, but like she was barely in the movie, so like you don't really feel any emotional connection to her.
Is this the one where Jane had some sort of big role?
Yeah, I guess
in the story, like she had some things she could activate. I don't know. And then Loki died, but he didn't. God, man, this thing stank.
Yeah.
Did.
The only good part about this movie was the small Cap cameo. Besides that, it's trash.
There was a Cap cameo?
Right.
Yeah.
What was it? I can't remember.
It was when Thor had to let Loki out of prison.
Oh, yeah, he shape shifted.
Yeah.
They really brought Chris Evans out for that.
In his Avengers costume. That's
probably what started nailing the coffin of him not wanting to renew his contract. He said, y'all bringing me out for this?
You wasted his time.
Man. All right. Jesus. How much money did this movie make? You said
$644 million.
Oh God. Jesus. Oh my goodness. That is
trash.
Yeah, man.
Everything about this movie is just bad.
Oh, that ruined my day.
We should have skipped it, like I said.
It really is a dark world.
All right, man.
Dark world we're living in.
We're going from the worst of the worst to the absolute best of the best. Next movie is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Me neither.
No, but he's right. I'm just saying that's not what I thought he was going to say.
This is heralded as the greatest MCU movie to date. It was received great by fans and critics alike, loved by everybody. 714 million box office gross, and it was the debut of Falcon and Winter Soldier. How does everybody feel about this movie?
Go ahead, Ash.
I'm surprised it didn't make more money than it did.
Me too.
What is that? That's weird. The fuck? No, you're right. It's pretty up there as far as MCU movies go. I don't know. I guess it was kind of refreshing because it wasn't the typical MCU movie. Mm-hmm. Like, what did Church call it that one time? Like a political thriller? Is that what you called it? Yeah. It was more like that instead of like
very grounded.
Instead of that weird formulaic MCU magic they got going on, and I think it hit because it was so different. Yeah. So
Cap was on ambience, man. Oh, so was Bucky, to be fair.
Oh yes.
All movie.
Oh yes. Whole movie. Just yes.
And Falcon was actually cool the last time he was cool. It was also the first time he was cool.
The only
in
time?
In the MCU. The only time, yeah. He's just a big black bullet sponge now.
Yikes.
Jesus.
But
yikes.
Yeah, this movie definitely hit, man, because it was really grounded. it kind of was away. It was away from everything, but wasn't away from everything. It had to do with conspiracy, long-lasting corruption.
Yes.
That's the type of stuff I want to see in a Cap movie. Like that's what we're kind of getting now when Coates run on Cap, for example. And like it shows that they can make films like this. They just don't. And then that's the frustrating thing is this movie was so fire from front to back. Like I loved it. Bucky was just dope. Like Bucky was so raw in this movie as like the villain, quotation marks, you could say, but oh my god, it's just like that's how you make a sequel. Most of the time it's hard to make sequels hit harder than the origin. This is one of the times where the sequel was like way better.
Honestly, it's not that hard to make it hit harder than the origin because the origin was trash.
That's
well, anyways, true. I like it, but you know, it's way better, and it deserves all the praise even to this day. Like I watched it recently, and it still holds up. It's
almost kind of frustrating. Like you said, it's like they could choose to make movies like this on this caliber. They just don't. And I'm just like, why? Y'all can afford to take that risk and do something different. Like, you see that it worked for this, like,
yeah, like it's a good comparison because like the Russos made this, right?
Yep.
They made this, and then they made Civil War, which was also about. I mean, it wasn't corruption, but it was deep-rooted bad feelings towards each other, and it didn't feel as genuine. Yeah, it didn't feel as genuine as Winter Soldier. It was almost like two different Russo brothers made it. So it's like, I don't know. I know they're capable of it. It's just, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes that makes it so they can't, because it was still received well despite being so serious. So I don't know.
What's this movie got? What's this movie in your MCU rankings and your just comic book movie rankings in general?
Probably, oh man, comic book rank. I don't even know, but MCU rankings, like, it's a neck and neck thing between it and Black Panther for me, I think. Yeah.
It's beating Black Panther for me.
Yeah, I think it edges it just because I like Cap more, to be honest.
I was going to say because the third act is way better than Black Panther's
way better. And honestly, third act is probably the most important act of a movie because it can literally change your whole perception because you're walking out with that lasting in your mind. So, yeah, it probably edges that. So, yeah. Easily. And did it have a huge impact on the MCU? I don't know. As a whole? I mean, just the characters it introduced. It did get rid of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's right. But, you know, yeah, you're right. It had a lot, man. I forgot the whole Black Widow thing, too, going on in it.
Yeah, like Winter Soldier
exposed.
Yeah, Winter Soldier
he did get exposed.
The Civil War, dude. Like, this has a huge impact.
Yeah. All right. I like talking about good MCU movies.
Me too. Ash, how do you feel? Where's this sitting? Your comic book rankings and your MCU rankings?
Comic book rankings?
Yeah.
I don't even.
I don't know. But as far as MCU movies, I said like it probably beats out Black Panther.
We know how much you hate them, Ash. You hate our people.
No, I do not. I have some issues. I'm probably biased against Black Panther, and that doesn't have anything to do with the movie itself. I think it's what came after Black Panther that swayed me, and I have no problem saying that. That's probably not very fair, but whatever, it is what it is.
No, but we live by it.
I don't care. But
who is we, white man?
What? Wow. But no, Winter Soldier is probably number one for me.
And MCU?
So when that name slap, Winter Soldier, that just slap.
It really
Everything about it is raw, man. His suit too. It's the best suit he's ever had.
Yeah. For me, this is the greatest MCU movie, bar none. Like this is at the top and it's not really close with anything else. However, this is like I would have to go back to rewatch a movie because I've been having this thoughts lately, but this is like top 3, top 4 comic book movies ever.
Ooh. Okay. I was like using that time when I made that noise to decide whether that was like a hot take or not, but it's not.
It's definitely not. Next thing we got is Guardians of the Galaxy. It features a merry band of misfits causing trouble throughout the universe. It grossed $773 million. It had a mixed reception critically, but no, not really.
I'm just playing.
Mixed reception critically, but it was loved by fans. I just think white people love nostalgic shit. Like,
they love 80s stuff.
Like, I'm gonna keep it a G. First time I saw this movie, I thought it was really good. Then I watched it again without anybody else, and it did not hit the same.
No, it did not.
Ronan is the worst villain in this entire franchise.
Malekith.
I don't remember that movie, so I don't think about it strongly enough to even say. Like, Ronan is way more relevant than Malekith, especially right now.
Ronan lost via dance battle.
Bro, he said, I'm coming, recently. He's like, I'm coming back for the girl. Never came back.
He ducked the fade.
Yeah, he ducked the fade. So, Ronan stinks. And I don't like the Guardians at all, really. Like, I don't feel that cast. I don't even feel like their chemistry is even that great.
It's not. I mean, they have good chemistry. It's just like they're not funny to me anymore.
They're not funny at all. Drax is the most unfunny character I've ever even heard in existence. Like Rocket is the not Rocket. Nebula is the only character I somewhat care about in the Guardians.
Why?
I don't know. She's just a cool assassin, man. I don't know. I don't
think either of them are that great either.
It's not. I'm just scraping here, man. I'm trying not to be overtly negative, but I can't help it. I just can't.
Like, this movie's not bad. It's just not good.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
I wouldn't call it bad. It's like
I would say it's bad.
It's like a strong 7. It's like a mid-7.
The only good bit of this movie to me is the intro with Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only part I was like, oh my God. If the movie's like this, I'm gonna love it. Well,
no.
Man, Henny, it's really not good, bro. It's really not good at all.
It's not as good as I thought, but go ahead, Ash. My bad.
I was about to say, I think the typical description of fun, quirky movies fits this perfectly, and I think that's like the only one it could really apply to. So it's like enjoyable mid.
This actually,
to me.
This is solely responsible for the destruction of tone in the MCU. I blame this movie and Gunn for everything. Everything that's come after this that I've disliked about the MCU, I solely blame. Maybe unfairly on Guardians. Because they saw how much fans loved it and they beat that tone to the ground. It shaped. Here's the thing. Guardians shaped their cosmic look, right?
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
So put that into perspective. Every cosmic thing from there on out is going to be in the vein of Guardians.
Yeah.
Nothing about the galaxy is scary because of Guardians. It's all colorful, poppy, funny, Star Trek
80s music.
Type 80s music. It's all like that. They set the precedent for space in the MCU.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
No, it's not.
This movie is very impactful on the MCU. It's very, very, very impactful.
Yeah. It probably has the biggest impact of everything.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, it does.
And it turned Gunn into a super, super villain. A super villain. He is invincible at this stage.
I hate that man. I hate that
Jim
man
Rifle
so
is so powerful.
What would y'all give this movie? I'm giving it like a strong 6.5.
It's a 3 to me.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I hate it.
I was gonna put it at like a comfortable 5 or 6. So.
Well, you're wrong. You could, if I wasn't feeling good today, I'd give it a 2. So.
Ooh.
It's a 3.
God damn. All right. After this, we got Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is actually named after a comic book event that happened like 6 months prior of the same fucking name. It was really weird. This is obviously the sequel to Avengers. It did $1.4 billion at the box office, but it had a mixed bag in reception. It was acknowledged as not being good as the first Avengers. How do you guys feel about Age of Ultron?
Is it bad that I liked Age of Ultron?
Yes.
No?
Because I liked it.
I like it more over
liked
time.
Because of Ultron. Ultron was the only reason why I liked this movie. to be quite honest.
I mean, I like James Spader in most things. So
yeah, everything else just kind of crumbled around it.
This movie felt like Diet Avengers 1 with a robotic Loki.
I liked it because I felt the first time that the Avengers were actually superheroes. Because in 1, they were just a ragtag team that didn't care about the destruction around them. But in this, they actually, literally, their whole mission was to save these people on this thing. And also, you know, it shaped what Tony became in terms of his character arc, because this is his like greatest mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked Ultron. Like, this isn't a movie that like is either bad or good to me. It's like comfortably in the middle because there was a lot of good stuff. Scarlet Witch stinks. Also, Quicksilver is terrible.
That. Oh my god.
Very awful speedster. Couldn't handle Speedster 101. Getting killed by bullets is like Speedster 101.
101. You learned
that
the first
Fast
day.
Man and Jessica Jones couldn't even be killed by bullets.
That's like the first thing on the syllabus, on Speedster syllabus.
Yeah.
Bullets. How?
I don't know.
Right there. How?
I don't know. Hawkeye was really cool in this movie. Just their character moments in general, like saving people. That's why I appreciate it. And every time I watch it, I kind of like it more, but not enough to where
I like it less as I watch it every time. So that's why I haven't watched it in 3 years.
There was a hot take I was willing to die on, but I don't know if I'm really believe it anymore. That I liked it more than the first Avengers. And I don't know if I still believe it. I couldn't tell you anymore.
I watched Avengers like last week, and I can tell you it's better than this.
I mean, I don't know. I like the Chitauri stuff in the Avengers, like that whole deal, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
I will say though, the coolest part about this movie is like their last stand, you know, shooting the bomb or whatever. I forgot what the fuck it was called, but like they did the exact same thing in this movie that they did in the first one. Like they had an army of fucking mindless creatures attacking them, and they had to defend something.
Oh, and then they do that again.
It's the exact thing, bro. It's
the same thing.
The Outriders, the mindless dogs, basically.
It's the same fucking thing.
I get it, bro. I understand. But I feel like it was a less frustrating experience. Like I enjoy myself watching it, and I don't hate it. It's very okay. Very okay. Yes. It gets a seal of approval. I don't bash it.
It's enjoyable mid.
Yeah, Ultron is definitely not a character that should have been dumbed down like this. Ultron's awesome, man. Ultron's really, really cool in comic stuff. So
yeah,
like
that's true.
I think because of the MCU, like people don't even understand that. And ever since then, he hasn't really been used like that. So Ultron went from some big, amazing bad to kind of like, you know, I don't know, man. Either way, it's okay. I give it a 5.
Really? I give it
maybe 6. I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
I'll also give it a 7.
Like a lower end 7, but a 7.
Fair.
All right, next thing we got, Church, you about to plug up.
Oh my God, is it time? Oh my, let me take a deep breath. Let me do my vocal exercises.
Let's go.
All right, man. It's Ant-Man time. Ant-Man is the next movie, the last movie of Phase 2. It grossed $519 million at the box office. It had a generally positive reception with some leaning negative. It was kind of like Guardians. It was described as new and different. And it was led by always charming Paul Rudd. How do you guys feel about Ant-Man?
Oh, Paul Rudd. Ash, go ahead, because I want to go last, because I have a lot to say. So.
No, I liked Ant-Man. It was cool. It was fun. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have that much to say about it. I feel like this is Church's time to shine, but I liked it. I'd give it like an 8.
Ooh, this is why I rock with you, Ash. This is why I rock.
Henny, it's not the worst, but it's not like the best either. But I really, really enjoyed it. So,
Henny, what'd you think, man?
I remember at the time after Age of Ultron came out, I was like, "This is the best MCU movie of the year," and I was still dying that hill. This is the best MCU movie of 2015. I thought it was better than Age of Ultron because Age of Ultron was like very disappointing to me. And crazy part, I saw Age of Ultron 4 times trying to convince myself that I was wilding. I
Nigga,
was.
you saw it 4 times?
That's dedication, man. You really wanted to like that joint.
Did you go see that in the theater?
Yeah, I really
nigga,
wanted
you
to
wasted
like
money on that?
I went with friends, nigga. I had things to do. Shut up. Whatever. Point
You
is,
have friends? Nah, I'm just
you got a
playing with
man?
you.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Huh?
You said you got a man?
I do. Damn it.
Shout out Gerard.
Why you say it's Jared?
It's Jared?
Yeah.
But there's 2 R's in it.
I know. He's black, okay? You know black people gotta be extra. It's Jared.
Okay, whatever. Point is, Ant-Man was the best MCU movie of 2015.
Indeed.
It aged okay to me. It didn't age quite. It's not quite as good as I first saw, but hardly any MCU movie is. I really liked the movie. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was different. They did a lot of things right in this movie. They didn't force the humor. They didn't.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everything that works in this movie, they turn it up to 10 in the next movie, and it made me fucking dislike Ant-Man and the Wasp. But that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, I like this movie. I give it like a 7.5.
All right. This movie got me into the character, by the way. I just want to preface it with that. No,
that's what the hell of a promo.
Here's the thing about Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a very simple character. It's a character that he just doesn't get stuff right. Like, he doesn't ever have a happy ending, and it's not anybody's fault. It's really just his all the time, and he knows that. He's a perfect example of like knowing exactly what to do and not doing it. He's basically like a Twitter person. He's like us. He's like when you recognize what your problems are and then refusing to fix it, but still enjoying yourself. That's kind of what Ant-Man is. And Ant-Man's villains genuinely stink. They always have, and they always will. Because Ant-Man himself it's not really about his villains. It's about him basically being like an It's Always Sunny episode is what Ant-Man is. That's why I love him so much.
That's
and
a
it was
description.
Yeah, it was a perfect thing with this whole movie was him trying to get his life back, but he just couldn't. You know, he's dealing with, not having Cassie because he's a convict, can't get a job. So, he gets the suit. And it just somehow works out for him. And he makes everybody mad along the way. Fights a villain that sucks, But that's just like how his comics are. Is he'll just fight really low tier enemies with the occasional one thrown in, like Taskmaster or something. But and that's how he gets on. And so the Ant-Man movie was essentially just like the comics. And it fits so well in the MCU because it didn't. The thing that frustrates me about MCU movies is that I feel like they don't always take things seriously enough, right? Mm-hmm. With characters that they should, like the Avengers. Cap is an exception because Cap always takes stuff seriously, but Ant-Man fits what the MCU wants to do because you have a character that is not meant to be taken seriously. Every one of his conflicts are low stakes. Like, the worst thing that could have happened with Yellow Jacket was he got the shrinking tech, the PIM particles to use for military stuff. Well, look, bro, S.H.I.E.L.D. was doing that anyways, just not with PIM particles, They were using other things for military stuff. That's what he was doing, was like contractor stuff. So, like, everything in Ant-Man is so low stakes that you don't feel like it's facetious when stuff happens. Because if he makes light of a situation, it's because the situation isn't that big. It's not like a world-ending thing. They're not making shawarma jokes after thousands died type deal. Oh,
man.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? That's why I appreciate Ant-Man so much. And, like, the visual effects of the first one were great because I didn't know how they were going to do the shrinking stuff because it's the first time anybody's ever done it like this. And obviously, I kind of wish Edgar Wright would have stayed on because I can only imagine what Edgar Wright would have done with the character, but Peyton Reed did a good enough job that I'm like, all right, it's fine. So yeah, like his suit is fire. It's better now. Kind of wish that he had the open helmet, like the more scaled down look. But science, like if you think about it, Ant-Man should not have an open helmet.
Oh no.
Where he goes, it should not be open because I don't think he'll be able to survive. If there's any breach in the suit, he'll just die because the PIM particles stress your body out. So I think it's a good, like, factually his suit should be like vacuum sealed. Mm-hmm. And also shout out to Hope because Hope is a dope character, a very underrated character in the MCU in my opinion. Like, she gets stuff done, man, especially later. So, it's the GOAT. It's not the best comic book movie ever, but it's got the best comic book character ever. And people will respect him as I push this agenda forever.
I respect it.
According to Church.
The gospel, yes, the gospel.
Church, what'd you give this movie out of 10, bro?
I'll give it an 8, just like Ash. Like I said, it's literally it's not the best movie ever. Like, it's not even the best comic book movie. It's not nowhere near it, but it's like one of my favorites. That's exactly what Ant-Man should be, because you're not gonna look at Nick Spencer's book like it's the best comic book ever, but you'll love it.
Then that's all we got for Phase 2. We're about to start Phase 3 in a little bit. We'll see y'all in a minute. By a minute, I mean literally after this commercial break.